Yes, sir. Yeah.
What up? What up, everybody? How's it going? Super ugly. We're here. We've started. Sorry for the little late start, but I had some shit I needed to do. Richie's literally taking his shit right now, so he will be joining us in just a few minutes. He had a bathroom emergency. He's like, having a lot of bathroom emergencies lately.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the pee stuff?
No.
How he can't really control his pee anymore, and he's peeing all over himself apparently. And I don't know.
It sounded like a lot of fun. What do you mean? Like he's just like his bladder?
Yeah.
He can't hold his in the night? Ooh. That's good.
Is that all right?
I guess so.
Looking good?
He
All
can't
right.
hold his pee.
Sorry, guys. A little hectic tonight. But, yeah, it's something with his bladder where he said he can't really control his urine lately, and he's been peeing on himself and all sorts of shit. So I don't know what's going on with our buddy there, but it seems like he's on his way to be checking out soon.
Yeah.
What's his sounding? No, it's not a real thing, his sounding. What up, Nikki Nines? What up, Phil? What up, Josh? What up, Mads? Everybody else in the chat I can't see. Hold on. I don't want to miss anybody. We don't want to miss anybody. So Doug and
Doug.
Doug.
That's it.
That's the guy?
Yeah, I want Doug to call in.
Doug, John wants you to call in. He says you got a lot of problems with him.
Yeah,
so
call in, Doug.
Call
Hurry.
to the Skype. It's well, just call the phone number 631-317-2277. 631-317-2277. Joe Miko, explain sounding. Vito, what up, brother? Sounding is when you stick things in your penis hole. It's like a sexual deviant thing. Like, you know, some people get off on it. So that's what sounding is. But no, we weren't serious. You know, whenever Richie's out, I like to make up some drastic medical emergency that he's had. And, you know, usually it's not true. It's all a goof to break down the fourth wall.
Last time we were sticking stuff up his pee hole.
Yeah. So, but, all right. So we're here. John's here, as you can see. Waiting for Rich to get out of the shitter. So that's good. Joe Miko, shout out to him. Vito G, love that guy. One of my favorite people that I've met doing this and online in the Facebook world. He's one of the Facebook people. I have my Facebook people and my Twitter people. He's one of my Facebook people. And shout out Nikki Nines. I did that interview a couple weeks back now, and he just did one with Foulmouth Ken. So go to the Nikki Nines channel. You can see it up there in the chat. And go subscribe. He's got a lot of good content up there. He's a great guy. We really enjoy him. We enjoy his brother from another mother, Mars. So go check those guys out and support them. And, you know, let them know Super Ugly Show sent ya. So the big news today. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. One of the all-time great guitarists. He, some people writing shocked to see that Eddie. I'm like, how are you shocked? The guy was fighting cancer for like a decade at least. Like, it was a while that he was fighting cancer. So I don't know where the shock comes in. But
when you get to the point when you have half a tongue, do you still keep smoking?
I mean, at that point, like, you know, I always like said, you know, like if I got lung cancer, like I'd start smoking again because it's like, well, I'm gonna die. You know, at this point, you know, you're going out anyway. So what's the fucking point? Like in Sopranos, you watch Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
Remember when Johnny Sack got diagnosed and you know, he's in the like the waiting room, I guess, in the hospital or prison. And he's like, give me a cigarette. And his wife's like, what are you doing? He's like, are you fucking kidding me? I got stage 4 cancer. Like, fuck off. Like, I'm dying. Like, there's no coming back from stage 4.
Well, you figure if you took 20 years, 30 years to get that cancer to the stage 4,
yeah.
What's another 6 months smoking?
Yeah, exactly.
What's it going to take, an hour off your life?
Probably not even. If anything, maybe it'll strengthen your lungs a little bit, you know, help them fight back a little. But, yeah, Eddie Van Halen, it's a huge loss in the rock world. People say he's the greatest of all time. I mean, I know, you know, there were people who changed the guitar game. You know, Chuck Berry came in, changed the game. Then Hendrix came in, changed the game. Here's Rich. How was that shit, Rich? It was a good one? Lose a few pounds?
I'm dying.
He loses a few pounds up there, you know. It's always good to get a big shit out.
What kind of, did you use toilet paper to wipe? Where were you?
Well, we have toilet paper and wipes, so I always like the toilet paper first, and then you use wipes to make sure you're super clean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
You're dying? That's you stink.
It's probably the best news you heard all day.
No.
How you guys been?
You smell like a cigarette.
He does. What
are
you
you doing,
smoke a
laying in an
cigarette before
ashtray
you
for an
fucking
hour?
came out here, you
Yeah,
dick?
why?
You're the worst.
Dude, you like
you
having
have a
windows
show to
open while
do,
you're
you
smoking
piece
in
of
the car?
shit.
Jesus Christ! Why is this light so bright?
I don't know.
What do we got?
Doing this?
I set it up quick as possible, bro.
Dude, it's dark.
You
It's
know,
it's
I have to run from one side to the other. It's a whole fucking to do
What are
when
we
you're not
talking
here.
about? Honey boy?
No, you're getting
No,
cancer.
we're talking about Eddie Van Halen.
And your lung cancer you're going to get.
Yeah, and that.
And
yeah.
maybe your tongue halfway off.
Stop!
What?
What are you doing to
What?
me, bro?
Yeah, let's
Get
go.
a bidet.
You're not mad at me?
No.
Nikki Nine says, get a bidet. Yeah. Well, not all of us are fancy people with bidets there.
I would honestly.
I know they have that, like, one attachable
you
one
install
now.
it now.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get like one of your kids to wipe your ass?
But you use baby wipes, you're good.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Like,
No, I don't have a sore shit
like
problem.
even with a bidet, you still need to wipe. Like I'm not trusting a bidet to clean everything out like perfectly.
Yeah.
So like I
course.
feel like
you
the
need to dry yourself. You're gonna smell like mildew if you
yeah,
don't.
like I think baby wipes is your best bet. You
think
dry
you're gonna
wipe.
smell like mildew in your ass?
If you don't wipe, if you don't,
Well, no,
if
that's
you don't dry
weird.
your ass with the water on
Why
it.
would you smell like mildew?
Yeah. What is it?
Because you
Like
gotta wipe.
Yeah, but do you know
after
how
the
long
water.
it takes for like a mildew smell to come? Like
Yeah.
that's a
Well,
little.
I don't know.
much.
What
I
are you,
never,
what are you,
my
a
ass never
nanny?
smelled like mildew before. I'm just guesstimating, you know.
Rich, how's your peeing going? Someone's asking.
It actually hasn't been bad.
No,
No.
drinking a lot of cranberry or something.
No, but I should start doing.
Maybe
that,
you had
actually.
a UTI.
Why don't you just go buy milk
Maybe.
thistle? Milk thistle.
Yeah.
No, I don't like milk. I had milk the other.
What?
Are you fucking retarded?
What? He doesn't like milk.
No, you say milk thistle. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it
Fucking
is. either.
vitamin.
Oh,
I don't like milk.
He's looking at me like I know. I don't know what it is either. I thought I was
Why
like,
don't you get a cow and
That's
suck on
the
its
first
teeth?
thing I think he's ever known that we didn't know.
yeah. Well, he's into that whole
No, I didn't know.
vitamins and supplement world.
Yeah.
So that's definitely his
I live in
his
Shaw.
forte.
Screaming.
But
How's your head doing anyway? What do you got going on now?
oh, it's fried.
Holy shit.
It's fried.
He is so fucking handsome.
No, he hates it. He can't wait. He wants to get rid of it so bad. Fight milk, absolutely, Madalena. For all the It's Always Sunny people, it'll you cut weight with fight milk. The UFC guys were using it, and cutting
What
a
is
bunch
it?
of weight. Fight milk. It's Always Sunny joke. Yeah. So, but back to Eddie Van Halen.
How did he die anyway?
He had throat cancer forever.
Yeah, like you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Smoke a
Oh,
cigarette.
don't say that.
Well,
John.
well,
sorry.
you know.
I'm being real, dude.
No,
Rich.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm over
Okay.
2 years.
You're
with
not gonna
quitting.
get it.
I'm over 2 years, and I probably smoked longer than you did.
Yeah, you did. But
I don't. You ever smell like an ashtray when you walk in somewhere?
no, not usually. I usually.
What were you
using
doing?
This. I usually use this.
Where do you even get vape juice anymore?
I was ordering it offline.
All right.
but-
Well, you don't gotta. Don't give it away. You don't get in trouble.
Well,
You s-
it's online. You
Yeah,
can
but you
order it
can't.
online.
no, you can't get any more.
I don't want to smoke cigarettes anymore.
You can't
though.
get any more.
I know that's the whole thing. Ever since they did that, I've been smoking
See, I'm
cigarettes
just a Juul. Yeah, my Juul fixed me. Like I don't
Yeah,
need
because you could
cigarettes.
still get Juul, easily.
Yeah.
But
So-
how fast do you go through those pods?
One a day. So I get a 4-pack. It lasts me 4 days.
I like
See,
to
I'll go-
smell like a fucking pound cake.
But
all
I
day.
was spending like close to $80 a week on cigarettes, where now I'm spending about probably $45, $50 on my week of pods.
You know, this one's so cheap.
Yeah, but I
now-
don't- that
not
thing-
anymore, but-
You can't get it anywhere. Like
No,
the
I
one you
can,
got.
but I gotta fucking search around and shit. So
There's
Well,
something
you gotta
like,
look.
There's something douchey
Oh.
about that to me. I don't know what it is. Like it's
Yeah,
just
you're talking
douchey
about
to
the
me.
big ones,
Even
though.
that though, like I don't
Are
know.
you still vaping?
No, I can't get vape juice.
Really, I have vape juice.
Like, and I know
Come on.
people look at the Juul and they think
yours
it's
like
douchey too, but I feel like
12
it's
mil-
less douchey. But trust me, sometimes like when I pull it out, I am a little like, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's better than smoking
It
cigarettes.
is.
So,
100%.
but like I was saying, Eddie Van Halen. There was moments in guitar history. Chuck Berry changed the game. Then you had Hendrix come in and change the game. Then you had Tony Iommi probably from Sabbath who kind of changed the game, and then you had Eddie who changed the game. And he's definitely one of the greats. People, of course, today greatest of all time, and I'm like, there's an argument there. Like he's great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but you can definitely argue that there's people better.
Eddie Van Halen or
Like Prince, Slash,
who's the
Stevie Ray
who's
Vaughan,
the guy he hated that was part of the group?
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth.
Well, he didn't play an
You
instrument.
didn't play an
No,
instrument.
no, I know that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying
He
who
did
side
jump
were you
kicks
on?
and went, yeah.
I'm probably on Lee Roth's.
Lee Roth's side?
Yeah,
I was too.
I just like him.
Yeah, me too.
He's a fun guy. He
Yeah.
seems like.
Diamond Dave.
You ever see that video?
Diamond Dave.
You ever see the video where he was in? I think it was Vegas, and there was a bachelor party next door to his room. Like they had a suite, and he was in his suite, and he hears Van Halen playing.
Yeah.
So he knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hey guys!" They had no idea who he was. They're listening to his music, but they had no idea who David Lee Roth was.
Wow.
Yeah, like they were younger kids. You know, they were probably like, college age, a little older.
Okay.
You know, and but it's just funny to me that like, how do you listen to music and not know the person? Like, I'm just interested in seeing it.
Yeah.
Like I remember back in the day when you really did, if they didn't have a video and you only heard it on the radio, you had to wait till you got the CD and the cassette to see what they looked like.
I seen the craziest video. It's David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
And they're kissing.
Oh, Dancing in the Street.
Dude,
When they,
It's
is
the
that when
worst
they
video
fuck?
ever.
what is that?
It's the
And they
worst
like in
video
their face
ever.
like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they doing
Because they're
that?
gay.
He
Yo,
makes a good point.
Yo, I heard
Allegedly.
some cool stories with David Bowie. I guess
Is that
him and-
Andre? Andre in the chat. What up, Andre? Yeah.
Him and Lennon were heroin buddies for like
Who?
a year straight.
Who?
David Bowie and John Lennon.
Probably.
Yeah, fucking crazy. Imagine those stories.
See, I didn't know Lennon was a heroin guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just thought he was like a psychedelic weed type of guy.
Happiness and a warm gun.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. You know what it is? Like, I don't read into certain things.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just like, it's a song. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people crushed today. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen.
I'm particularly not
You know,
upset.
but I got to be honest. Like, I think Slash is better.
Yeah.
Like to me, I think Slash is the pinnacle of guitarists. Like that dude, if you go on, like I get into YouTube loops of shit, and I got into one with Slash of just watching him do solos
How about-
at concerts and shit. And dude, that fucking guy
Yeah.
is a monster.
You put November Rain on.
Yeah.
And come on. It's,
You almost chub up when he has a solo. When he's like, what am I doing? You know, thing. You're
he
like,
chops it the fuck
Dude,
down.
he's an animal.
even when
But,
he was
like,
on stage with Michael Jackson that time,
Hey,
dude.
I
he
was just gonna
fucking
say, you
destroyed
remember when he
thing.
did
Like,
that? It was him and Michael Jackson. I think that it was when he did Black and White at the VMAs, and Slash came out and did this solo that he fucking murdered. But if you go on YouTube, just put in Slash solos, there's a shit ton of them. Like I watched him do Johnny Be Good just before, and you watch this guy, and he's a phenomenon. Like he's a freak when it comes to the guitar.
What about Stevie Ray Vaughan? You a fan
I
of
don't
his?
know too much of him to really like, and he's more of a blues guy, and I get it. The
But
blues
if you
guys,
listen, you're a fan of John or no?
Yeah.
No?
What song does he sing?
Well, he's a guitar guy.
he's a big
Play a
guitar
song
guy.
with you, but yeah,
We
air
can't
guitar.
right now, you know that.
Air guitar.
But
No, I can't.
but like everyone brings up Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I've listened to him, but I couldn't name anything because I was like, let me at least hear this guy play. And he's more on like that blues level though, of like an Eric Clapton, a BB King, like, and those guys, don't get me wrong, they're some of the greatest guitarists as well. BB King, you ever watch him shred?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's a fucking animal too.
What about
Jerry
Al-
Garcia. It's just different style.
What
Jerry
about Al-
Garcia.
Jerry
about-
Garcia, he's
Yeah.
a folk guy.
What
but
about
he's-
What about Elvis?
Did he even play his guitar? Or was it just a prop?
I don't,
You know?
I don't think so.
No, I think he could play, but I don't think he could like play. But you know who else that everyone seems to forget that definitely deserves to be? If like you're doing a Mount Rushmore, it would probably be Van Halen, Hendrix. You know, you got to throw Clapton up there, Slash. But then Prince. Like go and
dude.
look up Prince solos,
Really?
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know. I didn't know. Like,
That
Dude.
might have been one of the
Dude,
probably, if not the greatest entertainer.
musician.
Greatest-
Because, well,
No,
he played
no.
like
He
100
He can do
No,
anything,
dude.
dude.
Watch him play guitar and just put in Prince solos, dude. You remember November Purple Rain in the Rain at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Dude, he can fucking shred better than anyone I've ever seen. Like he is an animal
I've
on
seen him
guitar.
live. You ever see him live?
No, I never.
Where'd you
got
see
to.
him live?
I seen him. I
Where you-
seen him in
where you-
Connecticut
Really?
before he passed away, like
With
a year
who?
or two before he
Oh,
passed
it was
away.
before he passed away.
Yeah. So,
Who else is on tour?
I was thinking maybe it was after.
Yeah, in your dream.
I said a year or two before he passed away. I could have said I seen him in '88, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Even then, though, like he was still killing it towards the end.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do anything spectacular guitar-wise when you saw him. Or maybe you just don't
No,
really.
he went. Yeah, you know, He went through his songs and he did some stuff, but you know.
Like another guy that just popped in my head. You know, no, he didn't just pop in my head. He's always there because it's my favorite rock and roll band probably ever. Joe Perry from Aerosmith. Dude, that
Okay.
guy is an animal as well. Like if you go and watch him do live shit, like, you know, Steven Tyler will always be like, point to him, and then Joe Perry will do this crazy fucking session. And I always looked at him and Slash as kind of like the same. Like, they kind of had the same look. If you put the top hat on Joe Perry, they both had that curly fucking hair, and, they both kind of stand the same way.
He looked a little more wholesome than Slash. Slash looked a little more...
He's more dirty and grungier.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got that L.A. dirty rock,
100%.
mid-'80s look. But Joe Perry is an animal. I was watching, it was Howard Stern's birthday, 2014. And it was Train on stage. I don't know why they were there. But it was Steven Tyler doing Dream On the piano. And the dude at the time was 66.
Wow.
And look up this video. It was Howard Stern's birthday. Put in Dream On, Steven Tyler. And he's hitting every fucking note perfectly. Like, you look at that and you go, like, you look at Mick Jagger, you look at, Robert Plant from fucking Led Zeppelin can't do anything live. Like, and you look at these guys and they just don't hold up. But Steven Tyler still, to this day, can fucking belt out any song that he's done and do it the way it's meant to be done.
Yeah, he's fucking good.
Dream On, I was telling Jess, I was like, can you pinpoint your favorite song of all time? Like, it's hard to do, right?
Yeah, no,
like, for me, it's not. Dream On is my all-time favorite fucking song. I think it's the greatest fucking thing ever. Like, from the first time I heard it, the first time I actually heard it was on this VH1 rock thing that they were doing. It was a live version.
Did you like the Eminem Beautiful remake of it? Because I really like that.
Well,
one
no,
too.
that was Sing for the Moment. Sing.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm talking about, right?
I didn't mind that he sampled it. The song definitely got overplayed, and that kind of...
That's the one where they're in the Detroit baseball field, right?
I don't remember.
It's like half torn down. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember the
I know
video.
it's
I know the
Good,
song,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I like it, but it got played a lot. Like, it became a hit for him. Remember?
Yeah.
Aerosmith's got to be awesome on concert.
They are amazing. I saw them at
seen 'em?
Jones Beach.
I always want to see them. Always.
Yeah, I never seen them.
They do residency at Vegas right now, but I don't know if they still do. Well, obviously not now. They aren't, but they were. But I saw them at Jones Beach. The ticket's got to be here somewhere, but I can't find it right this second. But it was before Lewis was born, so somewhere between 2004 and 2008 maybe, or 2003 to 2008, somewhere probably in that ballpark. But fucking the greatest show I've ever seen, because like I said, Steven Tyler, he had to have been close to his 60s, maybe mid 60s at the time.
Yeah.
Well, no, probably close to 60, like 55 to 60 when I seen him. And running around that stage like he's 20 years old. Like, you would never know this guy was the age he was. He's in such amazing shape, and he's a performer.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't just stand. He's fucking running. They had that long rampway all the way down. Like, they went over the crowd, Like, at Jones Beach, if you've never seen it, it's all seats, and then there's just a stage. But for Aerosmith, they made a fucking runway.
Yeah.
And he was running up and down this thing. He doesn't stop. And they played
him, and his, like, physical thing is pretty much like his fucking career.
He's always been like that.
You know who did the same shit?
Career.
AC/DC.
He's got like 3 generations of hits.
I went to that concert, dude. That guy was fucking running around.
3 decades, right?
So America's greatest rock and roll band, the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, hits in every single decade.
Fucking
That's 4
nuts.
decades. When I say America's
That's better
greatest
than
rock and
LL.
roll band, it's better than, like I said, people always go, they're not the greatest. I said America's great. And to me, they're the greatest band of all time. The longevity that they've had, that they'll still come out and play. And it's the original band.
Yeah.
Like, it's all still the original fucking band members.
Yeah, who else has had new songs in those decades consistently? They're fucked. It's
Maybe the
amazing.
Rolling Stones. And even them, like,
Yeah,
I don't
but not
think they
really.
had anything in the 2000s.
No.
Like, I know they had the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. They definitely had hits in those.
Yeah.
But I don't...
Somebody's gonna say, like, if anybody says like you too, I swear I'll go through that chat
Yeah,
room
but they
and
were
I'll
good-
kick
they
you
were
right in your
good
fucking
too,
head.
though.
I hate you,
Yeah,
too.
but
I
no,
hate
don't
all-
like
first of all,
any,
I don't
like,
like how
political
they
agenda
forced
shit,
the
though.
fucking download on my phone. A few
Yeah,
years
I remember
back.
that,
Get
yeah.
the fuck out of here.
I don't like
right?
you two. I don't... There's not a single song that I like. I
Yeah.
don't like...
I'll take an
Beautiful.
excess over you too.
See,
No, in excess, if you
I
actually
love
listen to In
INXS.
Excess now, they have like incredible,
Yeah.
fucking barrage of good
The
songs.
Cure also. You ever listen to The Cure lately?
I'm a heterosexual.
Yeah,
man.
no,
Oh,
I'm not a...
fuck,
I'm
come
not,
on,
I'm
a
not
whiny
into
I'm talking
dick
about good music,
and
man.
sweaty balls.
I'm
and
not a
all
huge fan of The Cure either.
Really?
So you got to remember, dude, I'm from the early 90s
We're
grunge
in
era.
love.
You
that
know, so
song?
like the 80s stuff,
There's so
while
much stuff.
I like
I
a lot of the
don't
80s rock, Motley Crue, Poison, Bon Jovi, shit like
Headband
that,
shit, yeah.
I don't like a lot of that pop shit. That fucking, you know, your Depeche Modes, your fucking The Cure wasn't pop. I shouldn't say them, but you know, there's a lot of stuff from the '80s that people like go back to, and I'm like, no, this just, it's not good. It's not.
Well, there was a lot of one-hit wonders too.
Listen,
way too
in
big.
excess,
Because
if
of
that guy
MTV.
didn't die, dude, I guarantee that guy would have been.
He hung
fucking
himself,
huge.
right?
Yeah, some shit.
Like,
Like,
so-
He was awesome.
dude, listen to some shit like from. we
I
were just
listened to
talking
him.
about this.
He's
Man.
so good.
Michael Hutchins, right?
Yeah, he was fucked. It was
Yeah.
good.
Anna's got a poster of him in her
Does he?
room. Yeah, they did like
He
a
looked like Buddy
documentary.
Revell in the
He
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Never Tear Us Apart video.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks exactly like fucking Buddy Revell.
does.
How do you
from
feel
3 o'clock
about?
High.
You like the Cure? How do you feel about Boy George?
Not a fan.
Or did you like
George Michael.
no, what was his group? He had a Culture,
Culture
Club.
Club.
Culture Club, no.
Yeah.
Karma Chameleon. No,
And then he went
but
solo.
The Cure
but
was
see what I
Cure
mean? Like stuff like
musicians.
that. Like people from the 80s like Karma Chameleon. I'm like, no, like
No,
that's
it's not.
terrible.
In excess was. I'm telling you, you gotta go back and listen. to
I don't know them like that. I remember
He might even actually enjoy
Yeah, he would like a few
'cause
songs,
now-
definitely.
Because then
Those
you go
songs are-
back and like we listened. I swear to God, like 2 weeks ago, my friends back we had like a barbecue, and he was playing like old shit, and we were like, "Yo, honestly, they have like fucking great songs."
Yeah.
See, like I'm a weirdo though, because like I'll sit there, I'll listen to Marilyn Manson one day, and then I'll go to Linkin Park the next, then Alice in Chains, but then I'll go to like the Four Tops and Motown, and then I'll go to like Jack Johnson. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I like also like slow melodic rock also. You know, like I'm a sucker for a fucking rock ballad. Like Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Home
Yes.
Sweet Home. Like
Oh, I love those.
you can't name
Dude, that's a
Mr.
great.
Big.
That's like one.
Yeah.
Be With You.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
I'm
something.
the one
I
who
went to that dude.
wants
What is that? Brett.
Brett Michaels.
That guy's concert was probably one of the best.
Deep
I didn't even
inside,
want to go, and I walked out. And I'm like,
feel it too.
yeah, it was fucking great.
Dude, Motley Crue
He was
was
great.
the same way
I
with
wish
me.
I could. I
Wait,
always.
wait, who are you talking
Brett
about?
Brett
Michaels.
Michaels.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
You
god.
never saw Motley?
No, I want to.
Dude, I saw
Bad.
them in
Would you let him
Kiss.
bang you?
I might.
He is a pretty motherfucker. But I
I
saw
was just staring. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
saw
just staring
Motley
at his eyes. He was
Crue.
No,
gonna say.
I'll say it in a second.
I saw Motley Crue and Kiss at Jones Beach, and it was a free ticket. And I was like, well, you got to see Kiss at least once. I'm not a huge Kiss guy, but I was like,
course.
the show of Kiss. Like, you got to,
have to.
yeah, you got to see the theatrics, you know.
If
And
you're able to.
and there's definitely songs of theirs that I like. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
you know, but I don't celebrate their whole catalog.
But it's fun.
But Motley Crue, I was like, yeah, they're opening. All right. I wasn't like amped for it, even though I like a lot of Motley Crue songs. Like,
That's so dope.
once they started playing, I was like, oh shit, I like this song. But their performance,
Yeah.
maybe the best rock performance I've ever seen.
Fuck, I want to see them.
Dude,
Who was it?
You seen them, didn't you?
Who?
Because you had
Who?
connections with Orlando to go, and they were
Yeah,
playing
who?
around here.
Who?
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
No.
And it was all original. It was
I
Nicky.
wish.
It was Nicky, Vince, Tommy, and Mick.
I don't
All
know
the
if-
originals.
Fucking dope.
I mean,
Mick Mars came out, and I thought he was like
no,
dead
me
on
and
stage.
Bri and me and Bri went to see and Billy went to see Def Leppard and Brett
That's it.
Michaels.
That's it. Yo, if
Def Leppard sucked.
did
Really?
I swear to
See,
God,
I would've
ask
thought they would've
Bri
been
if he'll
good.
fucking.
Was the one-armed
No.
drummer there?
What?
Was the one-armed drummer
Yeah,
there?
I think so. Yeah.
if Motley Crue's playing, you got to tell me because I want to go. To
Yo,
see
and
that.
Brett, I said, this, I don't know. And I went,
See,
and I'm
no.
like, I walked out and I go, yo, he was fucking incredible.
I've seen
I
newer
almost
videos.
felt like grabbing someone's dick and just sucking it.
Because he's like because he puts on a show though. Like you got to
No, he
remember
was good,
those
dude.
80 hairband guys.
Yeah.
They were always moving and doing shit. Like they put on good
work.
shows. But with Motley Crue, like you get Tommy who's in this circle thing, and it's on a track, and he's literally being spun upside down as he's strapped in drumming. There's fire going off. There's fucking
that guy-
Vince Neil's running around the stage,
That's
and
got to be so good.
and he's very hit or miss. Like I've seen online where he is bad.
Yeah.
But my show, thank God, I got a good performance out of him. He
probably
murdered
wasn't
it.
all doped up.
Yeah, probably.
No, but like newer ones, like I've seen
Yeah.
like over the past few years of people like, what the
I
fuck,
love
like
that movie.
He
too.
didn't know his words.
it was
and
cool.
shit
It
on
was all right.
stage.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
I
Dude,
like that movie.
It was cool. I
And,
enjoyed it. It wasn't anything to write home about.
The kid that battled Eminem did good in it too.
MGK, he was
Yeah.
Tommy Lee. I didn't hate him.
Yeah.
You know, I saw that and I wanted to hate him, and I was like, you weren't terrible.
Yeah.
Like there's certain
He was
things.
right.
It's same with like Pete Davidson with King of Staten Island.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
wanted to hate it. I wanted to hate him, but I was like, I can't. A good movie's a good movie.
I seen MGK on concert too.
Is he good?
He was nuts. He like fucking jumped off
Yeah,
the stage. He was
he's
nuts.
a performer.
He was good,
Nuts.
But he was just, I don't know that music.
Yeah.
Now he's doing like punk rock or
Yeah, and he's
whatever.
like the #1 album.
Yeah, he has the #1
Just
album.
watch that dude. That's
He's the
weird.
first #1 artist out of Cleveland. They said in like 15 years. I don't know why
He
that's a
fucking
thing, but
reinvented himself within a year and changed his
so
whole
weird
shit.
how like you go from battling Eminem to dressing like a lesbian WNBA coach to now a punk rock guy. He also didn't he do?
He's a good actor too. I like him in acting.
He's not. I seen him in a couple things, and he's all right. He's not bad.
Yep.
But
I've seen him in a few horror movies, and
yeah, what was the horror movie he was
He was
in?
in Bird Box. And he was also in some zombie movie where like these two sisters were like locked in the room, and they'd go around and check to and put people in the vans that were sick, and then they mark them on a thing. But he was somebody's boyfriend in one of those movies. It was pretty good. I forgot the name
Fucking
of it.
Brett Michaels was doing a concert right in Patchogue.
Was he?
Right in that fucking Patchogue.
That
theater.
Patchwork Theater gets people now. Like not
Fucking
like they'll get like B
He should be
acts.
getting all of us tickets with his connection. I don't
What
understand why we don't
connection?
go to
What
fucking any
concert?
of these
Well,
concerts.
You're friends with Brian
You're
as
fr-
well.
I know. What are you talking? I'm not asking anything.
But I don't
You know
know.
what I mean?
No, I don't know when the concerts happen.
Neither do I. What do you think I am? He does.
Yeah, but
I
I'll
don't
see-
go a
I'll
lot.
see
I
on your
turn
social
down.
media, and you'll be like, "Motherfucker!"
Those are all old. I don't do anything. If you ask him last time we went to anything, it was years ago.
Dude,
I don't-
you met Jericho.
yeah,
did.
that was.
You
Fucking,
know?
He's always fucking meeting people.
He's
That
eating
was-
all these
that
pizza.
was a
Fucking
great-
invite.
that was
Dude,
a
he
great
brought
moment.
you to those other things where you met Tyson and Goldberg.
Yeah, he
so,
embarrassed
That's
himself.
awesome.
you know, he's hooked me up with House of Hardcore shit too.
Yeah.
You know, Brian always hooks people up. Just ask him, and he's almost every
The
time. like,
Jericho
yeah.
thing was
I'm just
incredible.
busting his chops.
Jericho thing was incredible.
Yeah. I was busting his chops.
Yeah, Jericho would be a cool meet. But you know what?
He was so cool,
The more
though.
and more I see of him, the more of like a douchebag I just see out of him now. Also, like,
Dude, I'm not kidding. He came to that door and it was me and Dreamer. Walked to the thing. He opened that door and he goes, "This is my friend John. And he goes, "Nice to meet you, Chris Jericho." He was like polite, and
Yeah.
I was like standing by the door, like,
I remember you by
brought the
Skid
big
Row.
guns here, and I'm like, sitting there like, come in. And he comes in and he was like, "Bride did it."
Taz.
No, we didn't. He was fucking all. He was so fucking. He was nothing like on TV. He was soft spoken. He was fucking cool. Bride was doing like a thing for the show.
Yeah, I
and
remember
he
that.
cut the thing, and he's like, "Can I try it?" And he's like, "This is fucking Chris Jericho going on," and we were just like,
Yeah, he's kind
that
of a
might have been one of the fucking only times I was literally.
He's kind of made his living off of talking.
He was good.
You know what I
And
mean?
this
Like
was
he's
years
a great
ago.
in-ring performer, but you could be great all you want. It doesn't matter if you can't talk. And
him-
he's,
Yeah, no, really.
Him and HBK feud before.
oh, when he threw him through the TV,
I love
that was a good
whole
one.
fucking feud between them. I thought it was fucking classic.
Someone brought up a point. I saw it. It was Disco Inferno on Facebook. People post shit in the brand group. And they were talking about Hogan and Rock at WrestleMania 18. And Meltzer apparently gave it like a 2.5, 3-star rating, which Meltzer's an idiot. We all know that. But him and Conan were like, is it the greatest wrestling match of all time? And
What's the match?
Hogan and Rock, WrestleMania 18.
Okay.
And, you know, you always get the marks that are like, well, they didn't do anything. And they're like, yeah, because they don't have to.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd.
Like
in
the
that
people doing flips and shit, they have to do that because they can't pull the crowd in without it.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan can pull the crowd in
And
being
they
held
did.
in a
That night
headlock.
they
It was
did.
this. This is the thing. One looked that way. One looked that
Exactly.
way.
And
Then they looked at
Before
each other,
lost
place went
their
up,
fucking
and it made
minds.
more money than any of those fucking
And-
dumbass matches. Those two
and
little
that
shits
was their
do.
point.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to do before they threw a single blow, before they even moved. They were face to face in the ring for like 2 minutes straight. They just sat there. And I remember The Rock talking about it, and Hogan was telling him, he's like, no, just chill.
Yeah.
Let him.
Theatrics.
Yeah, he was like, take it in,
it's just-
let him wait. He's like, take your time. He's like, we're not in a rush. He's like, and he's saying this to him in the ring because The Rock was like, should we kind of like, let's get going, and Hogan was like, no. Let him, and that's why Hogan was the
Marinate
best.
him. He's probably like, marinate him.
He didn't have to do any. You can watch. He's done Japanese matches where the guy can go in the ring.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to. But you look at that match, and Hogan came in as the heel. He was
Yeah.
the bad guy.
Yeah.
And like Rocky in Russia, by the time the match was over, they're cheering for fucking Hogan.
It wasn't even that. It was that whole look. They were three-quarters of the crowd
Yeah.
were Hogan, and he was the heel.
Can you picture?
Then the
like,
next night was a 20-minute ovation.
And The
Hold up,
Rock and everybody
hold up.
backstage, though, is like at this point going, what the
Holy
fuck?
shit,
Like,
what
we've
do we
never
do?
heard
We
people
gotta
go
turn
against The
him
Rock.
good.
This was The
Yeah.
Rock in his prime. Like, he was the untouchable, and they're all like now like, holy fuck. Like, and that's the power of Hulk Hogan. Like, people don't understand. Yeah, he maybe does the same 5 moves, but it was the way he sold everything, the way he made you wait, the way he got the crowd into it, the way he looked when he was in pain, that fucking, you know, like there was no one better. Like people always bring up Flair, and I'm like, Flair's great because he's Flair, but
it's not Hogan.
But Hogan was another level. Like he really just was. There was no one like him. No one sold buildings like him.
Well, they said that thing with like the fuss.
Oh, and then he would do, and that finger would go. When that fucking finger, no, this. And then everybody knew, and then the guy would break the hold, he'd hit him, and he would just point at him, and that was it.
Like Jericho said, Jericho was like Meltzer's stupid
Rating system.
nothing. It's all
garbage.
about drawing money.
Because he gives,
and what
like-
makes the most money is the best match.
He gives Will Ospreay and Ricochet 5 stars, but Hogan and Rock 3.
Yeah, they didn't do shit. They didn't have to. They could have did like a.
And
I'm tired. All right, give
and
me that
that
lock.
anyone who follows that guy should look at something like that and go, you know nothing about wrestling. You just want to see fucking an acrobatic act, and you think that's good wrestling.
Stupid. Why is that? It's just crazy.
It's all about who makes the most draws the most money. Those two, that Hogan and Rock, draw obviously the most money. The whole fucking next Raw night on Raw was a 20-minute. They couldn't even talk. 20. Remember that?
Yeah, when they came out.
20-minute ovation. Hogan just stood in the ring, was like this.
Yeah.
When I was at WrestleMania at Miami and the Undertaker came out, they were fucking stomping their feet on the Miami Stadium.
Yeah.
The fucking place felt like the fucking thing was coming down.
Yeah.
And I know people like with the Lesnar thing. When Lesnar comes out, it's nuts too. You can't even hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care what they say. It's the guy just sells.
Well, and that's the thing, like, you know, these new people in wrestling, you know, like the new fans, they're all marks. They are. They're like, they're all just fucking marks. They don't understand what made wrestling what it is today, and that's why it's in the gutter it's in, because the companies are now letting the marks run the show, and they need to stop. Like WWE doesn't do it too much, but they kind of do. But AEW completely, they have a mark that owns their company. Tony Khan's a fucking mark.
That they would learn from the past with you know, with what happened, you know, with everything else.
But like,
From the war.
You
You know
think
what
of
I'm
all the
saying? Like-
greats, right? And that was the other thing I wanted to bring up: how Hogan went from being the hugest baby face to the biggest heel overnight and ran with it, and was NWO was the biggest thing in wrestling until Austin came and really took over.
Yeah.
But even then, like, NWO still ran shit for years. They were gigantic.
They only fucked it up because.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Austin, when he came back, when I was there, when he came back this year.
Yeah.
That fucking glass hit. You couldn't even fucking
people lose
hear.
their
You were like,
minds.
holy shit. And you were just like, huh.
But you look at all those guys, like,
came.
Yeah.
other than probably Shawn
napkin.
Michaels, and even Shawn Michaels had a pretty set move list. All those guys, Austin, Flair, Rock, Hogan, Cena, Taker.
Same shit.
They all do the same 10 to 15 moves, and that's their. They don't need the flip. They don't need all this shit. And how can you not look at that and go, oh, I don't need to try to kill myself.
That's a pattern.
Well,
to
they
get
complain.
over.
No matter what, these dudes just complain about anything. If there's a 3-set, they have 3 moves, and he only knows 3. He only knows 3 moves. They actually think Lesnar knows only 3 moves. You could watch a match when he's fighting wrestling Guerrero.
Yeah.
It's like one of the greatest matches ever.
Dude, he used to do the fucking shooting star press.
I know, it's like, dude.
He almost killed himself, but you know he used to do it. That's when he stopped. That night with Angle.
You know, I was watching the other night, Edge, the Return of Edge.
Oh, dude, that I was watching the clip.
I never was a huge fan of Edge.
Did you get emotional?
Him and Vicky.
No, but like you could see his face, and you get like you could
You feel him. Yeah,
dude.
you
You
feel
get
him.
like goosebumps, and I'm not. But it's, you see when the way they did it, and they should do like a thing. He came out, then they waited for the clock, and they're showing you backstage, and he's sitting there, and you could see him nervous, and then you hear him go, you hear the music, and you could see him like you know, little things come off.
But you
and
know
could
what it
see his
is with
face,
someone
like
like-
so nervous, and he's like,
With someone like Edge, you know
You're
what
like,
it is? You know his history. Like, you
Yeah.
know he was at
The
WrestleMania
story,
6
dude.
as
Yeah.
a kid. You know he is a diehard fan that made it to the top of what he loved more than anything. And his career was years later for him to get to be able to come back and be cleared when they told him, you'll never wrestle again. And then he was able to. And he came back. So, like, you knowing that, and you sit there and you watch that, like, you cannot feel... You know,
yeah, and you
good
could see
for him
his
because
face, you could see the intensity and nervousness in his face.
Oh,
when they're
yeah.
coming out, and then you get like, I mean, you could call me a mark, whatever. But you, like you just said, if you don't understand, like, he lost 10 years of his life, he couldn't do it anymore. Then you see the fans, like one dude's like wiping his eye.
Yeah.
And then you see in the back,
Beth
they show, like,
Phoenix,
clip,
his wife
you
is
see,
back there
Sean
crying.
all back tears,
She
and
was like
everybody, you see them
sobbing.
like, yeah, everybody.
fucking
You're
dope.
like getting like goosebumps.
But just
fucking
imagine,
dope.
like, for people who really don't know what we're talking about, imagine the thing you love the most doing, like absolutely love, and then just out of nowhere,
People
in a blink of
knowing how good you are
Yeah.
at it and cheer you on for
and
it.
in a blink of an eye, it's all taken away from you, and you're told you can never do it again. And then miraculously, 10 years later, they're like, dude, you're good. You can go.
And you get that energy from all those
Yeah,
people.
but and also think about it. 10 years is 10 years, a long time.
Yeah.
It's probably in our age.
But to be honest, he was in the best shape of his
No,
career.
yeah. Then he
Like,
comes
was
back,
fucking
and then
shredded.
you watch, and he's in the ring, and you see him like, and he just starts spearing
I
everybody.
love that
And I'm
shit.
not even a fan, but I'm like, yo, you don't like. There's things now I watch that like you never really realized, but like Macho Man, I never realized how awesome that guy was, and you just watch like stuff, and you're like, like I always knew Legion of Doom were awesome.
But when I was a kid, you know
Not
what
a
it is?
question.
When
Yeah,
I
but
was
you
a
didn't know how good the skills were.
When I was a younger kid, I didn't understand the the way a promo really mattered. You know what I mean? Like, because there was so many guys just yelling, but then like looking back now, and you watch Macho Man, you watch Jake the Snake, you watch Roddy Piper, you watch Hogan, you know, and you watch and Ric Flair, you watch these guys and you're like, they were fucking amazing at selling you what they're going to do in the match, or selling you on the match, because that's what the promo's about. It's about selling your match. Yeah. It's not about it's also selling you, but you have a job to kind of put both of you guys over, whether you're the baby face or the heel. Like, you need to get him over as the heel, and you need to, but to do that, it's not fucking easy. Like,
you have to have the crowd by the balls.
like today, you only have one guy
And
that I really look at and I go, this kid is the future of the business, and that's MJF. And unfortunately, he's in AEW. I feel like, you know, he should leave there. And I know everyone's like, WWE is a dead zone, but they see talent. And that kid on the mic, there is no one better, and he doesn't break kayfabe. He is MJF outside of the
I
ring.
think he-
Hold on. Did your guy call in yet?
No.
Is he calling in?
No, he's not. He has no balls, only on the fucking thing to be judging my hat.
We have to
Does he
move
want to
on.
kiss me or like?
We
Yeah,
have to
let's move on from wrestling. All right, let's talk about bitch boy LeBron James.
Oh.
Did you
I didn't
see
hear.
him?
No.
They're losing their last game. There's 10 seconds left. He's an active member on the court. He walks off the court with 10 seconds left on the clock,
Because he's
leaving
frustrated.
leaving his four other players on the court.
What?
Why? Because he's a fucking bitch. And if anybody ever again brings up to me the conversation about him and Jordan, I'm gonna fucking spit
Yeah,
in your
I
face.
wrote this thing, and I'm not like you.
You left his fucking
You
teammates
like
on
to
the
get?
court?
Yep.
Yeah, I wrote this thing. I said, you know who I would never see ever doing this? Kobe or Jordan.
Exactly.
And I'm on like Sports Center, and people just going crazy.
You wrote that?
Yeah, I don't give.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
awesome.
It's so you're at your job, and you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave.
Like,
Just
no,
walk
because
out.
you're
Calling
losing.
somebody- yeah,
Yeah,
calling
I'm
somebody
gonna leave.
out.
I'm not. Fuck you. I'm not,
Even
I'm
when
not a bad guy.
Jordan lost to the Pistons, he stayed on the fucking court. He fucking he sucked it up, and we lost. You were the better team. You walk off. You should be shaking their hands when the game's over. Show a little fucking sportsmanship.
You could walk off and not play because you don't believe in some sort of beliefs. That's one other thing. Now he can walk off because he just
BLM is-
And,
or whatever.
and then they asked him, they go, well, afterwards
I was
in the press
frustrated.
conference, they go, well, did you think the game was over or were you frustrated? He goes, a little bit of both. No, it's not a little bit of both. There's a very loud buzzer that goes off when the game's over. If you didn't hear it, the game's not over.
What do you think,
Fuck
people
you.
Stupid.
He's-
Really?
he looked
People
at the
stupid?
clock. You
He
see
think-
him look at the
yeah,
clock. And
he
then
thinks
just kept
everybody's,
walking.
and he's by the tunnel. And his teammates are like looking at him, and they start kind of like walking that. They're like, "Did we miss something?"
That's like you.
but they didn't get off the court until it was done.
That's like you getting into a fight with two dudes, and I'm just frustrated and going, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm just
fuck
going
it.
to walk away.
Yeah, no.
That's how I look at it. It's the most disrespectful thing you can do.
fucked up.
I don't even go whatever their fucking political, I don't care about that.
But he's all involved in
You
it,
want to be
so-
a role model and shit?
Asshole.
Yeah, real role model, be an asshole, a sore loser, and just walk off because you're frustrated. I'm frustrated at work
That's
every
so
day. You
crazy.
see me just going, I'm fucking leaving.
And here's the other thing with the NBA. Game 1, lowest ratings in a Game 1 of all time in an NBA Finals. Game 2, beat that for the next lowest ratings, meaning it had a lower rating than Game 1. Game 3 even got lower than that. And again, the LeBron Jordan thing, here's the difference between greatness and a fucking bum. Jordan brought in casual fans. I guarantee you Jordan's 100%. Finals were the most watched of all time in the NBA. LeBron is pushing away diehard fans.
What channel?
Diehard
What channel
NBA
are the
fans.
NBA games on?
I think 7. But diehard NBA
really?
fans aren't watching the finals because of LeBron James. Not just for hatred of him, because if you're a fan of basketball, you watch it anyway.
Yeah, but they're turned off by
Bro,
it.
Because
nobody wants to hear political shit.
That is
They're
a
turned
big
off
part
by
of it, but also because he's such a hateable person. He's not a likable fucking person. And they're making him the face of the league. And everybody's like, fuck this guy. Make Steph Curry the face of the league.
Dude, Curry he's the guy to look up to in the NBA.
He's always smiling. He's not a bitch. When he
He's a family
loses, he
man.
takes it like a man.
How many times did you hear Jordan get political?
Never.
His father was fucking shot and murdered. He still played a fucking
He
game.
was there the next day playing. You know, he had a flu. He was there playing.
You can't compare the yesterday's athletes to today.
Like, I don't,
Dude, does he have security with him or cops? He should just walk. They should be like, I'm not doing this shit.
like,
Just
I'll
go
take
walk by
nothing
yourself.
away from LeBron as an athlete.
Look
He's
at the class, though. 30 for the. Look how Bo Jackson talks.
yeah.
Look
Look
Michael
at Charles
Jordan, Bo
Barkley.
Jackson. Bro, look at these
you know.
people and how they act. Walter Payton never fucking missed a game out of like 20 years. Like these guys were real fucking athletes.
Like Kenny Smith is trying to fit in with the younger guys. Like, remember on TNT a few weeks, like maybe a month or two ago, he got up and walked off the show. You know, when everyone was walking off the court and the field and everything. Kenny Smith got up and walked off. Charles Barkley and Shaq were just like, they sat there. They're like, we're not doing that. They're like, we're not going to be fucking like a part of this. For one, they're smart enough to know it's all bullshit, that you're just being crammed down your throat because I don't know what their reason behind it is, because they've lost nothing but fucking fans. Their viewership, the NFL, for the first time since 1972, had less than 1 million viewers on one of their games this week.
Yeah.
Less than 1 million people watching an NFL game. That's unheard of. You're talking 48 years.
And they're frustrated because people aren't watching, and they know that people are losing.
And
Like,
why aren't people watching it? Because we're being crammed with fucking horrible fucking criminals that you're now turning into heroes. You know, like,
why don't they just go and take a test and become cops and let them show the way how they're supposed to do it right.
No.
Yeah, that would be,
They're fucking so smart from a fucking desk telling
Well,
you
like,
how you're supposed to. I'm not saying everything. I'm
Boy,
both
all the
ways
basketball
with it.
players want to be rappers anyway. We don't even have any.
I would
athletes.
love for professional sports to go under and see what these people actually do in the real world.
God, I'd love to. See
I would
it.
love to see it, because you know they can't manage money.
No.
How many of these athletes go broke? Like 80% of professional athletes end up being broke.
I would be sure that at least 2 of those guys would be working for me cutting hair.
There was a guy. I can't remember
Hey,
his
LeBron,
name.
sweep that shit up, man.
I can't remember his name right now, but he was an NBA player, and he was homeless. He turned out like homeless, like recently.
I just seen it.
And Mark Cuban was like, find out where he is, because he used to play for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
And he didn't send someone to go get this guy. Mark Cuban found him, and took him in and held him up, got him in rehab, and like he's trying to clean
Wasn't
this
he
guy
like
up.
LeBron's like teammate or a really good friend at some point? This dude.
He might have been. I'm
We
not
don't
sure.
give a fuck about
I don't
him.
think he
don't-
did any. I don't
He
know.
doesn't give a fuck about anything unless it's gonna unless it's
He don't cry
some.
for Kobe because the cameras are on.
Well,
people
exactly,
watch
but he
it,
probably
so-
secretly hates Kobe because everyone says Kobe's better than him.
Yep.
because he's
know
he's
that.
that type of guy.
Yeah. And
Like
for him
he
to be better, he's gotta love Kobe.
he so badly wants to be known as the greatest, and the fact that everyone's like, "Fuck you, you'll never be known as the greatest," kills him.
Well, you know, I'm
because
sure-
he has all the talent there.
Yeah.
He does. He has all the talent
And
to be the greatest.
He won't get to He won't even get to Kobe. Never less get to Jordan.
That's my argument. I'm like, dude, he's not. There's Jordan, and then my next. And as much as I didn't like him while he played, I'll never take away the fact that he was a fucking beast on the court. He gave everything. He never gave up. He didn't fucking flop. He didn't whine, and he also liked the pressure. LeBron, still to this day, will not take the last shot. If there's 3 seconds on the clock, he runs away from the ball.
Really?
He never does it. He never does it.
If he fucks up, then everybody's gonna say, "Oh,
Yeah,
you suck."
yeah,
He
you
can't
want-
handle the pressure.
Really?
That's why he's always on these super teams. Look at his
Yeah.
team now. His team is filled with giants.
Yeah.
They're all like 6'8" and up. You know, like Anthony Davis took that last shot. It was in the conference finals, I think, that won him the game. And it's like Jordan 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times, we'll say, is taking that shot. There was the time where Kerr took
He
it.
wouldn't have it on the other way.
Yeah, and the only reason why Kerr took it is because they doubled up on Jordan. And he saw Kerr was wide open. He'd be an idiot not to
Bro,
give it to
times
him.
have changed so much. It's like we're going backwards, man, with stuff. It's just
sucks.
crazy, man.
And, you know, you flick his ear, and the guy's on the floor crying. And, you know, yeah, Jordan, you know, there was the Jordan rule but he got hard fouls. Like, Jordan was getting fouled hard.
Yeah.
These
they were
guys were
fucking-
trying to
they were hacking
kill him. Yeah, they were. Bill Laimbeer, look, there's a clip of Bill Laimbeer where he tried to literally just kill him.
Yeah,
But
they wanted to hurt him, so
he
he couldn't
took him by
play.
like his neck and just ripped him down. It was fucking and just smashed him. That's the shit Jordan had to go through. LeBron didn't have. He doesn't have any of that shit. They don't play like that no more. So, you know, he's a joke. And the fact that he walked off with 10 seconds left just solidifies that you'll never be the greatest.
But like, what? I don't. How is that even like? I don't even understand how that's respectable.
If I'm his coach, I'm benching him
That's
the
why
next game.
That's why he backtracked and said, "Oh, I thought it was over, or it was almost over."
Delonte West, that's
You know,
the homeless
he's gonna
guy's name.
backtrack on it because he doesn't want to look like a
Dude,
fucking
if I'm his
loser.
coach,
Because that's a loser mentality that he has.
if I'm his coach, finals or not, I don't care if we're up fucking, if we're down a game, I would bench his ass. I would tell him.
But he didn't come from money or anything, right? No, right?
I don't know. I don't think he was, but he's been being like groomed since very young. Like
I know
mean,
that. I remember. I know. Well,
I mean,
You know
like
what it is, man?
13
It's a
years
young-
old. And if you think, you know, people weren't making sure his mom and him had food on his plate and a nice place to, a decent place to
you know what
live.
it is? I'm sure you got like a crazy.
Because he didn't go to
Get a
college.
crazy ego with all that money and all that fame.
And he was going to private schools because you remember his racist ass shit where he was like, I didn't want to be friends with any of these white people. He was going to private schools that he was getting scholarships to.
And he was getting video recorded on all his things.
They were playing his high school games on ESPN.
Yeah, I remember. I remember all that. I don't.
Something. They recorded all of that shit.
I never get really into the shit because I just don't give a shit what they
Yeah.
do. But like, you know what? I seen that and I'm like,
That's fucked up.
if I mean, you're a role model. You can say whatever you want. You're a fucking role model. They buy you shoes. They do all this shit. You got to do the fucking right thing. So I don't know. I said this world's so fucked up.
And that's the problem. Like kids today now see that and think it's okay. Like, he's losing, so he'll just fuck it, walk off, and you know. And it's like, dude, that's literally all the kids today that they don't have that drive to be better. You know, like I get it. You're losing, it sucks, but you're still up 2-1 anyway. You're up in the series.
Usually
Let's
you're
talk
taught
about-
if you fall down, you get back up.
You
This
know
time
who's-
he's like, if you fall down, just stay the fuck down.
Yeah, no.
Don't even fight. Just go. Whatever. It's not
Real fucking
Dude,
champion
and
right now.
nothing. Remember when the Pacers was down and Reggie Miller hit 3 threes in like 10 seconds to win the game?
Beast.
Like there was 10 seconds left, and they were only down, I think, by like 8 points. Like
You could put him
It's
in the top
been
5
done.
and nobody would really argue with you too much.
shooters, not all,
Yeah.
not all time.
But
Shooters,
he was so
he's
nasty.
top 3 in my
So
opinion.
fucking nasty.
He was amazing. Him, Steph Curry,
And
and Bird. I mean, there's other people that we can definitely
But,
put in there, but
yeah,
you know that you could argue. But
Yeah, but it's like you also saying the same thing. Like we were raised like with like tough.
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
don't
saying
know. Like you'd have to
fucking
just go like work. Like me, I never take off from
Lawrence
work.
Taylor's,
Those
you
dudes
know,
are like-
fucking
you got cut
animals.
from
Different.
a team. You tried out, you got
Come from a
cut.
different cloth,
And the
dude.
next year, you tried
Everybody
harder
now.
to make it. And then if you got cut again, it was like, hey, then that sucks for you. But you knew the feeling of you're not good enough. You knew the feeling of there's better than you. You knew the feeling of wins and losses.
Adesanya with the fucking victory over Paul Acosta
We talked about this last week.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
the fight was 2 weeks ago.
The UFC champions are like, I don't know. They're the only ones left in my eyes.
Well, you see, the December 12th, Conor and Poirier, they're doing it. It's locked up.
No, I heard Dana just trying to get involved in it now.
I don't know.
Because they were trying to squeeze him out because he didn't want anything to do with it. Now that they're doing it, he wants a piece of it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. But I like that Conor's like, I don't fucking need you. Because he doesn't. He's bigger than UFC.
Conor Mania.
And if he throws a fight and gets a couple guys on the undercard, it'll sell.
Yeah.
Because people want to watch Conor McGregor fight. He doesn't need to fight in UFC. UFC needs Conor McGregor to fight for them.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And this is a tactic for him to be like, start paying your fucking fighters. And he's doing it for the fighters. It's not just for himself. Like, no,
Do you think
he is, because the UFC pays their fighters like shit.
Yeah.
They really do. And they're making fucking crazy money. Crazy money. And when you got a champion who's barely making $1 million in a fight, like that's bullshit.
Yeah.
When boxing guys, that boxing's a dead sport, but you got Mayweather making $300 million on a fight.
What do you do? They're out of contract at UFC, so they just set up their own fight with their own
That's what they were gonna
sponsors
do.
and shit. Is that how that works?
That's
Yeah.
what they were going to do.
In like a weird island or something?
No, in Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah, and Dana White didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know
Then
he did.
Started going forward with it, and then Dana seen that and was like,
No,
I
I seen that. That's definitely what you said is true, because I actually read that he wanted part of it, like he was thrown out of office.
Let me look it up. Let me see if I can find it real quick while we're at least on the. Here we go.
You know, the fucking Tyson Roy Jones that got pushed back, but we got some fun stuff coming up, man.
All right, so it's saying Dana White accuses Conor McGregor of trying to steal Israel Adesanya's thunder. But let's see about the fight, because there is something about the fight here. Inside Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier being lined up to fight in the UFC.
You're so fancy with your new fucking MacBook.
Could
bro.
soon fight in the UFC. All right, so now it's looking like this was, again, but good for Conor. Pay us what we're fucking worth, and that's probably what it was. If you're not going to fucking give me what I deserve, then I'm not going to fight there. I don't need to fight there. And if he's not under contract, fuck you. I'll set up my own shit. I have fucking $300 million from the last fight I had. I have more than enough to fucking put on a fight and make my money back, and he will.
What's the thing with McMahon and the Twitter account? Oh, whatever accounts they're doing.
Oh, the Twitch stuff? All right, here's the thing. People are profiting off of the names he owns. You get what I'm saying? So he's just saying, if you're going to use the name, we deserve a cut. And he's right. Yeah. Like, or use your real name. Like, people were saying they can't even use their real names. No, they can. They can use their real names. But if you're profiting off of the name that WWE gave you, there's a problem there. They gave you that name. They own that name. You're licensed to them.
They're the one that made that character popular.
Yeah.
That's not your character.
Like Paige.
You know?
Paige, for example. She has apparently a big Twitch stream because her name keeps popping up in the stuff I've been reading. Yeah. And people are like, dude,
I wonder why.
If you weren't in WWE, no one would know who you are.
Of course.
And your name isn't Paige. It's whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah. Go by your regular name.
So go by your regular name and see how good you do. You won't do the same. You'll still probably be popular.
Yeah.
But
she always have a fan base.
yeah, but people aren't going to be able to find you that easy either.
Well, you're not in the big show anymore.
Yeah.
It's the big leagues.
So, I get it coming from again, people always act like they're the bad guys, but dude, they have a business to run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean, really.
He got there.
down to.
He got to where he is by being a good businessman and not letting stupid decisions, curb his fucking mind.
These people I don't understand. They don't know
They just
about
wanna
making
hate.
money.
They
don't
just
know
wanna hate
anything.
just to
not the
hate.
rest of the fucking fans.
Yeah.
Yo, 2 nights ago, right? I'm in my bedroom and I'm just like, yo, I hope the president's all right. Am I fucking crazy for thinking that?
Well, you don't wish.
Well, I don't think about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I never think about it, and I'm not political. I don't go on Facebook and write.
I didn't
stuff
lose
about
sleep
politics.
about it.
I did today though. After I had that thought, and I was like, you know what? This fucking guy's a millionaire. He doesn't have to be in office. Half of the fucking country hates him, and he's still doing his fucking job.
And not even that. He donates his money and it's time that he could be fucking his 30-year-old less of
He
a
could be
wife.
enjoying his life. He doesn't
wife
need to do
every
this
minute.
shit. Why does he need to do this? But he's still gonna take 4 years
I don't
of
know.
his life and
I
fucking
don't
try
know.
and fix this country.
I don't know what to do.
And it's like, you know what? I respect him. Fuck it. You know what? I wasn't a fan before. I wasn't political before.
Well, that's the
this
thing.
This year I'm gonna vote for him. I have respect for him.
And you're right, and that's the thing people lose sight of. Like, yeah, he's brash. Yeah, he says some dumb shit maybe, but he in no way, shape, or form had to do what he's doing. Like, he did this honestly, to better America and get rid of the career politicians. And everyone bitches about career politicians. And then when someone new comes in and rattles things up, everyone's like, fuck this. Well, not everybody, but half the country's like, fuck this guy. And it's like, but we wanted change. Like, we wanted something different. We got something different. Maybe you don't like the way he goes about things, but honestly, as a president, he's done a lot of fucking good things. A lot of good things. And like you said, he didn't need to do this. He could have retired from even his Trump corporation and just lived the rest of his years just having fun and banging his model wife.
If you're not going to give like that, somebody like that respect, like
Hey,
how fucking, how dare you? How dare you?
Bang my wife.
You know,
Well, that's the other thing. As far as like the president of the United States, you should just respect that in general. Whether you agree with him or not, you shouldn't be like trashing him the way people do.
You have to be ashamed that that's your president. If you're in school, you have to be ashamed. You can't say his name or like that you like him. You can't be proud to be.
And what's crazy, like I'll see in schools, like you got to keep God out of school, right? But then I see a pride flag and a Black Lives Matter flag, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, are you fucking crazy? Like, how is that acceptable? But someone talking about Jesus or someone, putting a Blue Lives flag up, that's a problem. But you're going to put up an LGBTQT flag and a fucking Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, again, we went over this and I'm not going to get into it. They're a terrorist organization at this point. They're not good people. Look how many of their leaders are getting locked. Dude, no. Look how many of their people have gotten locked up. Look at where their money goes to. It doesn't go to any fucking or like to help anything. It goes in all their leaders' pockets. It's a fucking scam. It started out as a movement that was decent at first. Yeah. Now it's a fucking
it's a charity that keeps the leaders wealthy.
Yeah, it's a swindle. Yeah, and they've got you all hook, line, and sinker. You've all fell for it, and people just keep sending them money. And it's like, show us where the money's going, because it's not going to any outreach programs or schools. It's not going anywhere.
Smart slogan, and now you're taking the bank and running.
So
like everybody else.
And Trump's paycheck goes to where?
The one he
donates.
He donates it to a charity,
right? So
the whole 250 or 500. I think it's 250. The president gets paid a year.
So he donates his pay. So why people? So if he whatever the taxes thing, what's the big deal?
Well, that's the other part. Like that alone, that donation alone probably covers a shit ton of his taxes. Yeah. Like you got to remember, there's write-offs and shit, right?
You know what?
But
you know what? The people on the internet on Facebook, they're smarter than Trump.
Well, they just hear he's only paid $750 and know he's a billionaire. Right. But the problem is they don't look into how many fucking charities he donates to every year. It's not just the one check that he gets from his presidential thing. That guy is so charitable. Like, you look at 9/11. Like 2 days after, he sent down his own construction crews and his own teams, hundreds of people, to help out and clean that shit and look for bodies, all on his dime. He sent out, I'm not kidding, you could look this up.
You voting for him this year?
I'm not voting.
No? I'm voting this year.
I out of the two, I like him better.
Of course you do.
But
Biden's been in like you said. Why would
you let Biden hug your daughter?
No.
Why? Okay. Oh, there you go. You're not voting for him.
Why haven't you changed all these things in the past 25 years?
Well, exactly. 40 years. It's 40 plus years. And the same with all these other Nancy Pelosi, all of them. They're all fucking shysters. They're all swindlers. They're all disgusting.
And you like the same thing. Like you could say, oh, he's all politicians. It's the same shit.
And that's what makes me laugh. They're like, Trump, he's so corrupt. And I'm like, you think everybody in the fucking government isn't?
Yeah,
like they all are. Okay. At least Trump's more open about it.
Before we go, let's talk about Shia LaBeouf real quick.
Okay.
Dude,
you watched
I watched the movie
Honey Boy, right?
Yeah, and what's the one with the
Peanut Butter Falcon?
Dude,
how fucking awesome is that?
Fucking awesome. Yo,
yeah,
I'm telling you, this guy is the next fucking.
And then the tax collector.
Hasn't he been in movies for like 30 years?
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
he's a child actor, but he went through a phase where he was almost out of Hollywood because he was fucking up big time. Like he was running his mouth and doing shit.
What? But they have he plays his father.
He directed that movie also and wrote it.
Yo, this movie is so good.
It's called Honey Boy.
It's
about his life. It's about him being a child actor and the way his father was kind of
fucked up to him.
Yeah,
but like loved him. You could tell he loved him, but he was just fucked up. And the movie, and it's just so well done. Please go.
But him as an actor, and the range that kid has, like amazing. He can go from playing a Hispanic fucking gangster to playing a middle-aged man to playing a homeless drifter, and he just murdered everything I've seen that kid in lately. There's another one called American Something where they sell magazines and him and a group of kids are going around.
Yeah.
That was a really good one too. I forget what it's called. American Something.
He's my new favorite right now.
But Shia LaBeouf, we talked about this a few weeks
so good.
when I saw Honey for the first time. I brought this up, and I was saying how he is our next big actor. He's our next Brad Pitt. He's our next Robert Downey.
Watch any of these new movies.
I actually heard somebody. I was listening to something the other day, and they were saying they were literally raving about this guy.
Yeah. You better get. I'm telling you, he better get an award. For
Like
that
him, Gyllenhaal. Who else? Robert Downey's a little older now, but Tom Hardy.
Yeah, but like you said, he made that movie. He wrote that movie.
Yeah.
Man.
If Paul Walker was alive, maybe Paul Walker.
He was never a good actor.
I know.
He always looked like he was reading a script.
Yeah.
He was very robotic.
Hey, and
But the way he did this movie was fucking brilliant, and it was
But
was great.
and I like seeing some of these kids that are coming up, like Tom Holland, the kid who plays Spider-Man. That kid can act his fucking ass off too. He's in that new movie on Netflix. I forget the name of it, but dude, that kid. Trust me, watch that kid.
you think? You
What?
think Shia LaBeouf would ever do a Fast and Furious movie?
Oh hell no, he's got more respect for himself than that. But yeah, there's a lot of young kids coming up. Like I said,
What did we talk shit about in the past? It may be great, and I watched. Who's Josh? What are you talking about? We talk shit about Shia LaBeouf.
You might have.
maybe when he was doing his crazy art shit and that weird shit that he was doing, probably, but we weren't talking about his acting.
I'm telling you, you got to watch these.
Well,
things.
Where's Dougie?
Josh.
Where's Doug? Is he in there?
Josh, I'm telling you right now, just
I
I
don't
don't
know.
want to argue. I'm going to ask a question.
no, watch
I don't know.
any
I don't see
watch
him.
any of these three movies, and I'm
He hasn't
telling
wrote
you,
in a long
you're
time.
gonna have a change of heart.
But was it even in like that? What was it, Suburbia, where he broke his leg and he's watching the neighbor out the window?
Yeah.
He was good in that.
Yes.
What else? The Transformer movies, they're popcorn movies. There's really not much to do there, but he was
the three
was
movies.
good in them.
The Peanut Butter Falcon,
Honey
Tax
Boy.
Collector, and Honey Boy.
Yeah, he did some clip when he was doing that fucking Fast Start Regiment High.
Yeah, he was
And
playing
he was
Spicoli.
fucking dancing, smoking a joint, and I was like reading. I'm like, the guy's a douchebag.
No, dude, that you saw
But I know he
everyone's
was
face
kidding
there.
around.
They were
Dude,
loving
every
him though.
girl was like, he's so fun. I'm going, what?
Yeah, The Devil at
I
the
don't see
Time.
it,
That's what
dude.
it's called. It's on Netflix, and it's Tom Holland, and I forget the other guy, but the other
All
guy's
the time, yeah.
You think he could be a Harrison Ford type?
Harrison Ford stinks.
Why'd you say him?
I have no fucking.
Harrison Ford sucks.
I'm out of here. Fuck you guys.
Wait, hold on.
You ruined it. You ruined the fucking show. man.
Hold on. Don't walk out yet, because I want to see who. Oh, it's Robert Pattinson. That's another
love
kid.
him too.
That's another kid that he's done a lot of indie shit, and he's fucking killing the game too right now. That kid's a beast.
You like him?
I don't even know who the fuck he is.
That's
He was in Twilight. He was the main guy in Twilight, but he's also the new
I
Batman.
never watched that movie. Ever.
No, fuck all those movies. He's done a lot of other movies that he's now like. He did a lot of indie films. One where his brother was kidnapped and he's running all over the city trying to get money and shit. And a few, The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe. He's going to be the new Batman. But Robert Pattinson's another one that he's in that upper echelon of these young actors that are coming up.
He can act.
And he's a beast.
You watched the movie. When you watched, you seen the whole Twilight thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Richie's watching.
Who do you watch it with? Do you watch it alone ever?
Yeah, I have.
Do you
before.
masturbate to it?
No.
I haven't.
So
yet.
it's like a tween movie.
Yeah.
I like it though.
No, they're
It's a
god
love
awful.
story.
They're god awful.
I
They're
like it.
terrible.
Christ,
They're so bad.
Christ almighty.
They're so bad. But,
Did you cry watching it?
No.
Not even.
No,
a
it's
tear.
a fucking movie. And it's
Did you when a guy took his
action-packed.
shirt off? You like in your head? You ever go like?
But I never got a boner from it, but I enjoyed it.
Next question. For you.
All right, we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for checking us out. If you're listening to us on The Brand, we're live every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on YouTube. Search Super Ugly Show. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell. Coming up next, Unfiltered Marriage. You might be like 5 minutes late starting the show just because we started late and ran a little late here. But Unfiltered Marriage is coming up next. Go to russosbrand.com. Sign up. It's only $3.95 a month. You get a plethora of new content every single week. So go to russosbrand.com right now and go subscribe. opradio.com. Find Opie wherever you get your podcasts, or just go to opradio.com and find it there. And statementgames.com. Head over there now. You can win real prizes, and it's absolutely free to play. It's prop betting and all sorts of other cool shit. So if you're into sports, they even do wrestling bets and stuff. And like I said, it's absolutely free. You can spend money, but you don't have to. And I think Big Josh won a prize once from them, didn't he?
Rubber dildo.
Yes.
Yeah. It was the only rubber dildo they ever gave away.
Pot.
It's a hand.
And shout out to the Saatchi Di Dinero guys. Nicky was gonna come by today, but something happened with his
He got his own
factory.
store open. And
Yeah.
he's fucking doing these motivational.
No,
videos
but you
that
know
are
what though?
killing it.
Like
He's
he
been killing
he
it.
kept in touch with me all day. He's a stand-up guy, so go to
He's got motivational videos and shit. They're good.
They're
Yeah, he
not-
wants you to do one.
Does he?
they're
Yeah.
funny though.
I'm Richie Morris.
Did you see the one where he busted his ass coming through the
Yeah.
boxes?
No, I gotta
He
see
Oh,
it.
fell
it's
out of his
fucking
face.
funny.
Oh, I gotta watch
Yeah,
it.
it was a good one.
Don't you cut his hair?
No, I can't.
But
I can't
Saatchi, Saccidi. No, is it
think.
H-I?
Sacchi.
It's
Yeah, this is
Italian.
one of
so
the
Saatchi
sweatshirts,
Di
the 3X.
Dinero. Go there. They got a lot of cool shit. They got
Nice.
fucking flip-flops, socks,
No,
sweatpants,
they got
hoodies,
cool hoodies
t-shirts.
and shit. Good
A
t-shirts.
lot of nice quality stuff. It's not cheap shit. Like, I'm not saying it's not cheap,
No,
like,
they make,
to buy
they
it.
Make and do
Yeah,
all their
but
shit.
their clothing is quality stuff. Like when I got the T-shirt and the hoodie from him, I was really taken back about how good of the quality of the shit it was. So go check those guys out. He's gonna be coming in very soon. He was supposed to be here tonight, like I said, but something happened with his factory and yada yada yada. So that's it.
Some of the
Stay tuned. What?
Something with the child labor laws. I'm not-
Unfiltered marriage up next.